Let me ask you something. You've been doing everything right, haven't you? Working hard, cutting the extra spending, putting money into your savings account every single month. You check your bank app, and the number keeps going up. Feels good, doesn't it? But here's the thing nobody's telling you. While you're celebrating those growing numbers, there's a silent thief breaking into your account every single night. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why that $5,000 you saved last year might actually be worth less today than it was the day you earned it. Picture this. There's a fox. Let's call him Felix. Felix just got his paycheck. After taxes, rent, groceries, and everything else, he managed to save $200 this month. He's proud. He opens his banking app and moves that money into his savings account. Boom. His total savings just hit $10,000. Felix feels like he's winning. He's being responsible. He's doing what everyone told him to do since he was a kid. Save for a rainy day. Build that emergency fund. Be smart with your money. Here's where it gets interesting. Felix goes to the coffee shop he loves, orders his usual. The barista says that'll be $6. Felix remembers when that same coffee was $4.50 just 2 years ago. He shrugs it off. Inflation, right? Everyone's raising prices. His usual cart of items? That used to cost him $60. Now it's $85. Again, he notices, but he just keeps shopping. Rent renewal notice comes in the mail. It's going up another $150 a month. Felix groans. But what can he do? He needs a place to live. Now here's the critical moment most people never connect. While all these prices are climbing, Felix checks his savings account. Still $10,000. Actually, $10,043 with this month's interest. The number went up, but here's the truth that's going to change everything for you. That $10,000 can't buy what $10,000 could buy a year ago, it can't buy what it could buy 2 years ago, and it definitely can't buy what it could have bought when Felix first started saving 5 years ago. This is the invisible robbery happening right now, and most people have no idea it's even happening. Let me explain this like you're 5 years old. Imagine you have 10 apples. You worked really hard for those 10 apples. You're saving them for later. You put them in a box labeled savings. Every month you check. Yep, still 10 apples. But here's the catch. Every night, someone sneaks in and shaves off a tiny sliver from each apple. Not enough for you to notice immediately. But after a few months, after a year, those apples are way smaller than they used to be. That's exactly what inflation does to your savings. Now you might be thinking, but wait, my bank gives me interest. I'm earning money while I save. And you're right. Most savings accounts do pay interest. But here's the reality check. The average savings account in America pays about 0.4% annual interest. Let's be generous and say yours pays 1%. Sounds good until you realize inflation is running at 3 to 4% annually. Some years, like recently, it hits 7, 8, even 9%. Do the math with me. If your money grows at 1% but prices are growing at 4%, you're not moving forward. You're moving backwards by 3% every single year. You're losing money by saving it. This is the part where Felix starts to feel something's wrong. He's been saving for 5 years. His account says $25,000. That's a big number. He should feel secure, right? But when he tries to use that money, it doesn't stretch like he thought it would. He wanted to buy a car. 5 years ago, a decent used car was $12,000. Now, that same car is $19,000. His money grew, but the goal moved faster. He wanted to put a down payment on a small house. 5 years ago, he needed $15,000 for a down payment. Now, he needs $30,000. Again, the finish line ran away from him while he was standing still. Most people notice this feeling but can't name it. They just feel like they're working harder and harder but getting nowhere. They blame themselves. They think, I must be doing something wrong. I need to save more. I need to cut back more. But that's not the problem. The problem is the stem. The game is rigged, and your piggy bank is the target. Let me show you how deep this goes. Governments and central banks actually target inflation. They want prices to go up about 2 to 3% every year. They call it healthy for the economy, and maybe it is for some parts of the economy, but for your savings account, it's poison. Because here's what they don't tell you. That 2% target, it's compounding. That means it's eating away at your money exponentially, not in a straight line. Over 10 years, 2% annual inflation doesn't just reduce your purchasing power by 20%. It reduces it by closer to 18 to 22%, depending on compounding effects. Translation? Your $10,000 today will have the buying power of about $8,000 in 10 years, even if you don't spend a single penny. And that's if inflation stays at 2%. We've already seen it doesn't always stay there. Now Felix is sitting at his desk staring at his savings account. For the first time, he's asking a different question. Not how much have I saved, but what can this money actually do for me? And the answer is less and less every year. He starts researching, and he finds something that blows his mind. The wealthiest people, they barely keep cash in savings accounts. In fact, they think of cash as trash, as something that's rotting in value the longer you hold it. Instead, they put their money into things that grow faster than inflation. Real estate, stocks, businesses, anything that has a chance to outpace that 3, 4, 5% inflation rate. But Felix, like most people, was taught the opposite. He was taught cash is king. Save, save, save. Keep it in the bank where it's safe. And sure, it's safe from being stolen by a burglar. But it's not safe from being stolen by inflation. This is the lie we've all been sold, that savings accounts equal financial security. And for short-term savings, an emergency fund you might need in 6 months? Sure, a savings account makes sense. Liquidity matters. You need access to that cash. But for long-term wealth building, letting your money sit in a savings account is like putting it on a slow conveyor belt toward a paper shredder. Here's another layer most people miss. Banks know this. They're not stupid. They take your money, pay you 1% interest, and then they lend it out to other people at 5, 6, 7% interest. Or they invest it themselves in assets that earn way more than 1%. They're using your money to get rich, while giving you just enough interest to make you think you're winning. But you're not. You're the product. Your deposits are the fuel for their profit machine. Now I know what some of you are thinking. But I'm not rich. I can't afford to invest in real estate or stocks. I need my money to be safe. I get it. I really do. But here's the part that might make you uncomfortable. By trying to keep your money safe in a savings account, you're actually guaranteeing that you lose money. You're choosing a guaranteed loss of 3 to 4% per year over the possibility of gains that could outpace inflation. And yes, investing has risks. The stock market goes up and down. Real estate has costs. But you know what else is a risk? Working your entire life, saving responsibly, and ending up with a pile of money that can't actually support the retirement you dreamed of because inflation ate it alive. Let me give you a real example. Let's say you saved $50,000 over 10 years. You're so proud. You stuck to your budget. You were disciplined. You did everything right. But in those same 10 years, inflation averaged 3.5%. That $50,000 now has the purchasing power of about $35,000 from when you started saving. You thought you saved $50,000, but in real terms, you saved $35,000. $15,000 just vanished. Not because you spent it, but because the value of each dollar rotted away while you were holding it. This is why rich people obsess over ROI, return on investment. They're not just asking, did my money grow in number? They're asking, did my money grow faster than inflation? Did I actually get richer, or did I just tread water? And here's the kicker. The system is designed this way on purpose. Inflation benefits people who owe one money and punishes people who save money. If you have a mortgage, inflation is actually helping you because you're paying back the bank with dollars that are worth less than when you borrowed them. But if you're sitting on cash, you're the one getting screwed. So what does Felix do? He makes a decision. He's not going to stop saving, but he's going to stop letting his savings sit there rotting. He opens a brokerage account. He starts learning about index funds, which historically return around 7 to 10% annually. He puts a portion of his savings into assets that have a fighting chance to beat inflation. Is it scary at first? Absolutely. He's been programmed his whole life to think the bank is the safest place. But once he understands the real risk, the risk of doing nothing, it's not even a choice anymore. Within a year, Felix's invested money has grown 8%. Sure, the market had some dips along the way, but over the year, he came out ahead, and for the first time in his life, his money is actually working for him instead of against him. He still keeps an emergency fund in his savings account. 3 to 6 months of expenses, liquid and accessible. But everything else? It's deployed. It's in the game. It's fighting inflation instead of surrendering to it. Now let's zoom out. Why does this matter so much right now? Because we're living through one of the most inflationary periods in decades. The cost of housing, food, energy, healthcare, education, all of it is skyrocketing. And it's not slowing down. If you're still keeping all your money in a savings account, you're not just losing a little bit, you're losing a lot. Every single year. Compounding. And the longer you wait to do something about it, the more you lose. This isn't about being reckless. It's about being informed. It's about understanding that the rules of money have changed. And if you keep playing by the old rules, you're going to lose. So here's my challenge to you. Go check your savings account right now. Look at that number. Now ask yourself, what could this money have bought me 5 years ago versus what it can buy me today? If the answer makes you uncomfortable, good. That discomfort is the beginning of change. You've been robbed. We all have. But now you know. And you can't unknow it. The question is, what are you going to do about it? Start small. Take 10% of your savings and learn how to invest it. I'm not telling you to go all in on crypto or gamble on meme stocks. I'm saying educate yourself. Understand index funds. Understand how real assets protect you from inflation. Understand that doing nothing is the riskiest move of all. Because here's the truth. Your savings aren't safe. They never were. The only safety comes from making your money grow faster than it shrinks, and that requires action. Felix gets it now. And I hope you do too. Don't just save your money. Protect it. Because if you don't, inflation will keep showing up every single night, shaving away at your future, one silent slice at a time. Thanks for watching. If this opened your eyes, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is right now.